Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the IWC Portofino Moonphase, reference 544801. You can see the stainless steel homage model on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with additional high-resolution images, accessories included, and naturally full pricing details. Now, I call this watch an homage because as large it is, 46 millimeters across the case, it nevertheless directly references, and in a most literal fashion, the very first of the IWC Portofinos, built in the early 1980s with a pocket watch caliber. That reference was called 5251, and it set the template for the timepiece you see here. So whereas 46 millimeter watches are rarely called either traditional or elegant, this watch manages to achieve excellence on both fronts. Now, it is remarkably slim, and you can see the dramatic domed bezel and stepped sapphire. 46 millimeters across the round of the case, only 11 millimeters thick, and again with that domed sapphire and rounded bezel, this is an easy watch to slip underneath a tight sleeve or dress cuff. Now, from lug to lug, it's reasonably well proportioned for something so broad across the case. The lugs are short and sharply downturned, so this timepiece is only 51 millimeters from lug to lug. Very easy to wear on a smaller wrist like mine. My wrist 16 centimeters, you can easily wear this watch with style and proportion on a wrist as small as 14 and a half. Now, it's not excessively heavy, but it does have incredible visual presence. The Portofino line can sometimes be difficult to place within the IWC catalog. The Portuguese is a dress watch, and there are some very formal variants of the Portuguese. What the IWC Portofino is sort of a modern age reimagining of a very traditional dress watch. Again, cast in the image of its 80s predecessor, that watch housed a pocket watch caliber, as does this one, and it was also designed to highlight older styling features. Straight spring bars, very short, straight, almost soldered look lugs. You feel as if you're looking at lugs soldered onto a pocket watch, like an early 20th century officer's timepiece. You have breguet hands, stylized Roman numerals, a vast expanse of dial, unmarred by complications, but beautifully balanced with the juxtaposition of the constant seconds at 6 o'clock and a discrete moon phase at 12. This is a watch that looks older in style than the admittedly older Portuguese reference. That watch was an Art Deco development. This one seems to hark back to something even older in style and sensibility. Now, there's a nicely bolstered strap. You can see it has good body as it swells. Moving towards the lugs, there's a nice even and progressive visual transition from the lug to the strap, but then as you move away from the lugs, it does thin out considerably, and you can see to good advantage here, so it bends easily under the tight curve of a smaller wrist. You can also see that the watch has a very traditional pin buckle, beautifully polished, IWC signed. Nevertheless, this is quite a bit more minimalist than what you see on most Portuguese models. It also looks a little bit more like a filigree style buckle, something that might be wire framed, again, like a vintage custom built wristwatch that was essentially redesigned and re-engineered from a pocket watch base. That's the sensibility of the Portofino, and it continues in the case itself. Highly rounded, beautifully sculpted, with strong character lines along its flank. It has a dramatically domed bezel, giving way to a dramatically domed sapphire. Now, the point of that is to evoke the original plexiglass crystal used on the first Portofinos, and again, used on many mid-century dress watches. So you have sapphire and the durability that entails, but with the look of a plexiglass distortion. Again, vintage-inspired and evocative. The dial is quite minimalist, as is the bezel. As you can see, the watch looks bigger than 46 across because the dial simply dominates, and it's a very, one might say, versatile combination for a dress watch, in as much as the black strap, white metal, and black dial do allow this watch to be worn casually. This one can hold its own with short sleeves. Now, the crown itself, quite minimalist and domed, winds a caliber 98800 IWC in-house movement. This is a pocket watch caliber, again, just like the original Portofino. This one beats away with an immense balance that's almost 1/3 of the way across the entire 37 millimeter caliber, 18,000 vibrations per hour, a huge, dramatic IWC signature Jones index fine regulation mechanism, 18 jewels adjusted in 5 positions. It also features one of the most visible hacking mechanisms I've ever encountered. Now, you can see the hacking lever right next to the center wheel, adjacent to the balance, and as I pull the crown, you can see that hacking lever move into position. and out of position. This is like a case study in watchmaking. Basically, you see the power moving in from the crown wheel, ratchet wheel on top of the barrel. You can see the click from the barrel through the center wheel, third wheel, fourth wheel, escape wheel, the pallet, indexing the balance, shock protected at center. That's as basic as watches get, and there's beauty in that simplicity. This is a very traditional timepiece. Although contemporary and introduced in 2008, again, as an homage to the original, this watch definitely has a sensibility that's almost pre-wristwatch, and it's beautiful because of it. You can see and you can buy this IWC Portofino Moonphase on our website, watchyouwant.com.